Hello everyone, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I clean my older Monster High dolls, Barbie dolls, anything. Really excuse the water dripping and my hair. There's a piece of hair in the sink that's not gross. That's pretty gross. So sorry for the sink. It's a little bit discolored and stained. It's an old sink. This is an old house. So I apologize for that. It's not dirty. So I said a while ago that I was going to do a video on how I clean, personally, my older Monster High dolls, Barbie dolls, etc. Just dolls that Mattel made in like late 2000s, early 2010s, etc. That have like compromised face paint, non-sealed face paint essentially. So who's going to be in this video today is my Wave 1 Laguna. So this is Wave 1, G1 Wave 1 Basic Laguna, first one. She has the elastics, she has her screening, this is, you know, her hair was still had the elastic in it, etc. She even still has her fins, which is surprising. So I'm gonna put that there because I don't want to lose anything. So it's just like a little catcher. So a lot of people are scared to wash these dolls, and you shouldn't be, because you can avoid chipping the paint. Now, you know, things happen. Sometimes the doll's paint's already like chipped or whatever. A lot of people are scared, but if you take the right precautions, you can clean these dolls up. Now, I want to stress this enough. I've seen a lot of people using baking soda. So I'm not going to tell you not to use baking soda because you know, I've heard that it makes the doll feel a lot cleaner. It can help with getting rid of harder to clean stains, like marks and whatnot. I personally would never recommend anyone to use, especially on Monster High dolls, because the paint, the sealer, you know, it varied on who was sealed, whose face paint was gonna chip, whatnot. I've seen a lot of people use, especially for the face. I'm mainly talking about the face when I'm saying this, but it can also scratch your doll. I've had baking soda scratch dolls before, so I wouldn't recommend it, but that's up to you. That's at your discretion. Just letting you know I don't recommend it. Because if you use anything super harsh, especially if you're going at the face paint, like if you're touching it at all, there's a high likelihood that it's going to chip, right? Because you're using an abrasive motion and like an abrasive material itself. So I just wouldn't recommend doing that to your doll's face. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to grab a toothbrush, preferably a baby toothbrush. Have your doll nude, whatever. Any type of soap. Today I'm going to be using this soap. It's a Lucky, what is it, super soft liquid hand soap. I usually just use Dawn dish soap. You can use anything that you want, bar soap, really anything. To clean your doll and whatever smell you want. So just turn on your faucet, and I'm gonna show you, because this doll, I've actually already cleaned this doll, but for demonstration purposes, I'm just gonna re-clean her. So you're just gonna turn on your water, lukewarm. Don't do too hot because you could like end up bubbling the paint and making it lift. And just to show you, you can get your doll's face wet. I got my doll's face wet, okay? What really you should be concerned about is being too abrasive on the face itself. So I'm going to pat the face dry, because really you want to keep the face, like the paint, the screening, you can get it wet, but just don't let it like soak or anything overnight. I've seen people do like, what is it, OxyClean dunks, where they dunk their doll's head in there and let it soak, and that's just not good, so don't do that. But just like washing it regularly should be fine. So I'm mainly going to focus on the face for this to show you how I do it. So what I do is I get a good amount of soap. Let me turn this down so you can make sure that you're hearing me. I make sure that my toothbrush is nice and it's not getting sudsy. Hold on. It's not getting sudsy. Okay, so I just want to make sure that this is nice and sudsy. Okay, now we're going to go with the face. Get your doll's face a little wet, and then just lightly, avoiding the face paint, clean your doll like you would any other doll, right? You just want to that's why using a baby toothbrush, it's a little bit safer because it's not as abrasive as, let's say, adult toothbrushes. But it still does get the dirt and grime off. So She does have freckles, so I'm trying to be a little bit more gentle around this area. And she has her face paint, and this doll is already chipped. You can kind of see that. She does have some chippage, so I do know that this doll's face paint is not sealed properly, or was not taken care of properly, so just go around the doll's face without touching the paint. Oh, I'm not on camera, just go around it. It's as simple as that. Your doll's face paint is going to be fine, just do not, whatever you do, don't do like this. Don't do that. That's not good for the face paint, in any way, shape, or form. I only do that to dolls that I know that the face paint is like really strong on, or that have been sealed properly, bonded properly to the vinyls. So just like go in there, being extra careful around the face, but otherwise it's just like cleaning any other doll. And once you're done, to make sure you get all the suds off, I just take the doll and I run her back under the water. Get her hair a little bit too. And that's how I do it. I've done that for every single doll that I've known that's had bad face paint. For these G1 dolls, none of them have chipped. The only time I've ever had a doll's face completely wipe off was when I didn't know what I was doing and I took a very coarse toothbrush and went at the face. As long as you're not doing that. Now, you also want to, here, I'm going to show you this. Instead, don't rub the doll dry for these dolls. Pat them dry. Pat them dry. Simple as that. Just be delicate, you know? And yeah, her face paint looks good. There's no chips or anything. Just don't rub. Okay, you're probably asking yourself, well, how am I going to get the dolls paint clean? You know, there's dirt sitting on top of that. Glad you asked that, in case anybody did. What I do for every one of my dolls that I clean like this, since I know that I can't get there, sorry, I have a textural thing, so when my hands are wet, I can't touch like paper, so that's why I'm doing it like this. I take a Q-tip that's slightly damp. It doesn't need to be soapy or anything. Well, I could add a little bit of soap. Soap would probably help. So I put a little soap on there, get it a little bit sudsy. And what I like to do is, now you're not going to rub it. You're not going to rub it like if there was like a marker, like a paint stain on there and you took a little bit of alcohol and you did that. Don't do that. Just go over the top of it like this. Just glide it over, don't rub. See what I'm doing? That's how you get the nasties off, the uppermost layer of dirt. You get just around those fine little areas, and it's so soft that it's not really going to do anything. Unless a piece of paint was already hanging on by a thread, right? So you're not going to do any damage to your doll. And that's how I clean my dolls. And I've done this for every one, and they've been perfect. I've even used alcohol, a bit of alcohol that I dabbed off, a lot of it off, and I took it and for a Draculaura of mine, which was the basic wave one, and I ran it over her eyes. Didn't do anything to her paint because it's the abrasion. You don't want to be too abrasive. Just be gentle, like I showed you. And it's really that simple. It's that simple. It's easy. It's quick. You can get it done like any other doll. Probably take you, what, maybe an extra 5-10 minutes to be extra safe. And there you have it. That's how I clean my dolls. Any of them. Well, not any of them, just the ones that I know that are a little bit more delicate. So, I hope that this video maybe helped people feel a little bit better about maybe owning one of these dolls. I know that somebody said that they were a little bit scared to have one of these dolls because of the face rubbing off. And as long as you're being precautious around like this level, you should be completely fine, honestly. Like, honestly, I believe in you. Just don't use baking soda, don't use a hard toothbrush, don't scrub the paint, you know, not even with your finger, don't rub it like that, just don't rub the paint at all, basically, just avoid the paint. You can get it wet, pat it dry, take a damp Q-tip with some soap on it, run over the face, and then you can run the face under some water again to get like the soap residue off. And as you can see, I've done this multiple times already, and her face paint's perfect, right? Well, to me, it's perfect. Maybe not to some other people, but really, should be good. She already had some chipping there, so it's not really anything. So yeah, you should be fine. So yeah, I was just checking, but don't, like, obviously don't, like, let your doll soak or anything, like I said before. I'm just trying to repeat what I'm saying so nothing's missed out. Don't let your doll soak for too long. If you can get the face wet, just don't overdo it, essentially. Just run it under there quickly, tap it dry, your doll's gonna be fine. And then after that, you can seal it. And I'll probably do a video on, I'm actually probably gonna do a video on how I seal my dolls. I'm gonna test out, before I do that, because a sealer, I was making a video and I decided not to upload it because a sealing method that I used, I saw that it could potentially cause some issues. So I'm gonna invest in a different sealer and let you know my reviews, my thoughts on it once I get it, and then after that, then I'll make a video on how I seal my dolls after I've tested it. So yeah, I hope this video helped. And if you liked it, I'm glad, and I'll see you in the next one. Say bye-bye, Laguna. Bye-bye.